Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with the best Golem deck in Clash Royale. The last time I played this deck, I pushed to top 1000 in the world with barely any losses. And now, in a new meta, we've had to swap out the Dark Prince for Elite Barbarians. E-Barbs give you a much better matchup into Hog Riders and big beatdown pushes like Electro Giant. And Hog Rider is always on ladder. So we had to banish the Dark Prince and bring in the E-Barbs. This Golem deck is incredibly easy to use. Just stack up a whole bunch of elixir collectors while defending in single elixir, and then when you hit double, your opponents are going to be in a ton of trouble. Drop your Golem in the back when you have an elixir advantage, defending the other side with minimal elixir by using Tornado to activate King Tower. And stack up lumberjacks to rage up your push, elite barbarians to rush through and deal a ton of damage, and electro dragons to chain onto your opponent's units and hit their tower at the exact same time. No matter what matchup you play against with this deck, if you get an elixir advantage, you'll be able to break through. Skeleton dragons are a card that most players will fireball, poison, or drop their big spell on, allowing you to stack up a lot of collectors and be supremely successful. This is one of my main decks in Clash Royale, so let's go jump straight some games and assert dominance. A whole lot of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. All right, jumping into this one, we'll see what's happening. This guy's not cycling much, but he's gonna go in for a Royal Ghost. So whenever I see that card, I'm immediately expecting P.E.K.K.A. And when we're running Golem, most people are going to say, this matchup's unwinnable. If it's Mega Knight, that would make me really happy because I love destroying Mega Knight with this deck. It's one of the best matchups imaginable because you've got Elite Barbarians, you've got Lumberjack, and the Golem's really thick, and the Mega Knight doesn't do that much damage. The Mega Knight can't break through a big tank like a Golem. Okay, so he's going to have Archer Queen, one of the most obnoxious cards in the game because it's going to go invisible. It's going to go and click one elixir ability and melt all of my cards. Dude, I dropped 9 elixir there. Do you not care? Do you not care that I dropped 9 elixir, man? It's ridiculous. All right, we're going to go and Tornado that. Hopefully it doesn't get a single hit on our tower. If you do time it correctly, the Lumberjack, or I guess in this case, Royal Ghost, would not give you any value from your opponent's side. So drop that specific Tornado placement, the same one that you do for Hog Rider, time it exquisitely, and take no damage. So usually they're going to have lightning with this deck, so I'm not going to have to worry about anything. Ooh, wow. This is Royal Giant. Okay, so yeah, I was going to say, if you lightning and you lightning on my elixir collector, then I can go and stack up dragons and make this matchup really miserable for you. He's still spending more elixir than I would if I was him, so I'm going to go in for a Barbarian Barrel here. With the Elite Barbarian, I should get some extra damage here. Okay, not happening. I see what you're doing. You're going to go for Royal Ghost in every single opportunity. If you go for a Ghost, you're going to be down a lot of elixir, so I can go for a Golem. And when you Fisherman, which I'm expecting you to do any second when you see the Golem, I'm going to Tornado it closer to my Golem, so then it yoinks it towards the tower instead of where you want it to be. All right, so I'm going to Lumberjack. I'm going to get ready with my Tornado when you Fisherman. And we'll make you a sad sir. Where the Fisher Boy at? I'm always going to have enough elixir for countering that. So we're going to go in Tornado. I had a mentally prepared mindset of doing that. And I knew what his counter was going to be. If you try to activate King Tower, we're going to counter the counter. So as you guys can see, Golem is really, really good against Fishermen, even though a lot of people complain about,
oh, Fisherman's an obnoxious card.
Usually if they have Fishermen in their deck, they're relying heavily on it, and it's something that you can counter. So it's going to be in your best interest to play against Fisherman players. The only thing I dislike about this is the fact that he's got an Archer Queen, and that card just doesn't die. So that's the only thing you guys can actually complain about, all right? I'll listen to complaints about that. All right, so I think I could have done something there with the Tornado. I didn't have enough elixir in time, I felt, but in reality, I did. All right, so I'm going to go for another Golem at the river because, as you can see, raged up Elite Barbarians are angry, and they melt faces out here. So I have Tornado in my hand, so I'm not super scared. The only thing I dislike is the fact that he could hypothetically go in for a Fisherman and then pull it to the other Fisherman, and then I couldn't use 2 Tornadoes to mess that up, so that's the reason why I didn't go in there very aggressively. I don't know if he's got Fireball or Lightning. We haven't even seen the spell yet, interestingly enough. All I know is that I can't go in for a Golem until I know that I also have Tornado and Cycle. So I'm going to go Golem in the back, make sure that I don't drop it at the river there, even though you guys might be like, Jake, you could definitely drop it at the river and win the game. It's not how I'm going to play this one. I'm going to go for E-Barbs to body block the Golem, so if he goes in for a Fisherman, maybe he's going to lock onto that instead. Always making predictions, always thinking a couple steps ahead of the opponent is so important in this game. And then, you know, all this stuff on the outside is going to screw up your Fisher Boy. And if you try to Fisher Boy, you're going to go and yoink a boot. You're not going to yoink the big fish. It's the Great White Shark devouring all the minnows. After that pretty easy win against Royal Giant, now we're 2,300 in the world. Let's get it. So we're going to go straight towards the glory, apparently. We'll see how this works. If I go for Golem in the back first play, that's the most garbage play you can do with this deck. You want to wait till double elixir, Find your success when your opponent doesn't have elixir and then overwhelm them with your massive pump advantage. So I'm going to go in for a barbarian barrel to clean up the skeletons and the fire spirit and get a pretty good trade overall. If you go in for a goblin drill on the right-hand side, I'd love to see you fireball the skeleton dragons. That would make me so happy right now. Okay, bandit. I could tornado that directly into the lumberjack so then it doesn't dash, but it's okay. I'll take the damage. It doesn't matter that much to me since he's already got so much damage to the right-hand side anyway, so I can eat some damage here and there. I'm an elixir collector in the middle because, you know, if he's got... Yeah, okay. I was going to say, he's got rocket with goblin drill. That would have done a lot of damage. If he's got fireball, I don't really care that much, but the rocket is a huge, scary thing for me. If they're able to get a rocket on top of even the healthier tower there, that would have put him in a huge advantage. Okay, so goblin drill isn't too scary for me. I can go in for a barbarian barrel and then tornado the first goblin directly to the king tower, so then we activate king tower and get a good trade for every successive push. Wow, dude. You're top 1,000 or top 2,000 in the world, and you're running an Inferno tower that's under-leveled. Wow, I'm actually pretty impressed. Credit where credit is due. I'm going to give you the well played there. Being able to snipe my golem because I didn't have enough elixir to support it. You dropped it earlier, so then I wasn't able to, you know, make a big push. Just being able to snipe it early, it was great for you, so well played. I can go for an elixir collector in the back if I really want to. I can also go in for elite barbarians here. There's a lot of different defining things that we can do. I'm not really sure which one would be the best for me, but I think I'm just going to go for an elixir collector in the back and maybe get him to rocket it and then get an elixir advantage and then try to go in for a golem. So sometimes this might look like a really stupid decision, but if he's getting more damage on the healthier tower, it might be okay for me because if I get an elixir advantage, I can kind of convert that into tower damage here. All right, we're going to go in for a barbarian barrel, make a prediction that he's dropping it there. The goblin should spawn and they should lock directly on top of the barbarian as well. So if you bar barrel early and you predict a goblin drill in front, it's a pretty good decision. So that's one thing that I do to counter goblin drills when I don't have a good card cycle and I don't have dark prince in this deck. That is something that I'll do every single time. All right, so I'm going to go for an electro dragon here as well, and I'm going to follow up with a lumberjack. Great bandit on our opponent's end. I think we are able to kill the bandit quickly and then have the electro dragon stay alive and then tornado so then the bomber dies. Looks like he messed up the goblin drill, so I'm going to go in for a barbarian barrel here. Try to keep the electro dragon alive a little bit longer. Notice how everything's going to get raged up. He has to rocket this. If you go bandit, that's not going to be enough. That is definitely not enough. The bomber is getting melted. Let's go, guys. I can go in for elite barbarians. He's down so bad. So this is what you do. When you have an elixir advantage and you have a matchup advantage, you keep spamming stuff at the river because the rage from the lumberjack allows you to continuously get positive elixir trades. And with the electro dragon resetting all of your opponent's stuff, their life is just going to be miserable. After that dominant win against Drill, now we're 1,600 in the world. Here we go. Let's get it. So this guy's got 1,000,000 L's in his clan. I wonder what he's going to be up to right now. Okay, Golden Knight. Not a huge fan of seeing that card because it just dashes onto everything at once. And whenever you try to stop it, usually they'll have tornado and then they'll clump up your stuff and they'll make you feel real sad and bad. I'm going to go for Barbarian Barrel here in case he goes and clicks the ability. I just don't want to have that thing dash on my tower. Notice how he went for the ability. This guy was a wild child. He had no regard for his one elixir investment. He just wanted to go crazy. That Lumberjack is not going to allow us to get the rage down in time on the tower. I was really hoping we would rage up the tower so then we could defend that a bit faster and easier, but it is what it is. We're going to take a bajillion damage in single elixir, which is exactly what you don't want to have happen with this deck. You want to have a controlled game until double elixir so then you can dominate. Okay, so he's going to go for... Wow, I guess he was going to try to fireball me or something. If he makes that type of play and that decision, most of the time they're looking for you to drop something on top of your elixir collector to defend it, and then fireball on the elixir collector and your units. So I was just like, I'm glad that that didn't happen. Please, Ebar, one more touch in the can cart. Let's go. Hand cart's out of cycle. Looks like we're up a lot of elixir. So very rarely do I ever do this, but in single elixir, when you're playing against Goblin Drill and they don't have an elixir advantage, it might be beneficial for you to go for Golem in the back and just build up a big push. It's difficult to defend this deck, so we're going to take advantage of our elixir advantage, and we'll see what we can make happen. I would prefer to go in for Lumberjack here since it will rage up my stuff, and I likely can get a good trade here with the Tornado depending on what he does. No, I'm not going to Tornado. I think that the Electro Dragon still chains onto all of his stuff, and then I can go for Skeleton Dragons, and then Barbarian Barrel on the Electro Wizard that he's definitely... Yeah, he did drop it. Good stuff, good stuff. So Lumberjack's going to rage up all of our junk, and because I held the Barbarian Barrel and I didn't aimlessly throw it at my opponent's tower, I got a much better trade, right? So sometimes you got to take damage to deal damage, and I think this guy is taking a ton of mental damage after realizing how bad he's down right now. He has to go in for a cannon card as well, something that he would want to keep for offensive presence, and he can't do that anymore. So I'm going to go in for an elixir collector here because I know that I might lose my tower on the left-hand side. I mean, 44 seconds remaining. He's got goblin drill. I just kind of expect my tower to be forfeit. So I'm not going to spend any extra elixir on this. I just want to make sure that the big hefty champion boy doesn't go and assassinate my elixir collector. So that was my main priority over everything else. All right, I'm going to go in for a golem now since I'm up a bit of elixir. Looks like the skeleton dragons should be able to finish off the magic archer. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, let's go. That makes me happy. We're up so much elixir right now. And remember, he dropped the electro wizard on top of the electro dragon because it seems like he doesn't have an amazing answer to finish it off. So I can skeleton dragons here. I can get ready for him to go for an E-Wiz, and I can go for elite barbarians on top of the E-Wiz immediately. So notice how I'm making predictions, knowing what my opponent will probably do, and then get away with a good trade afterward. That's how you're supposed to play Clash Royale at the highest level. And some decks I can do that, like with this one. Other decks I'm not able to, but I always want to learn and get better. And if you're able to pull that off and be one step ahead of your opponents and know what their possible plays could be, then, I mean, the game is going to be completely and utterly in your control. After that win, we are 1,300 in the world. All right, we got a game against Mr. Darklight. So obviously, we just want to chill and see darkness until double elixir, man. Don't spam me right now. Don't go in for those bats plus goblin drill or whatever you have intended. I don't want to see it. Usually our deck is going to work really well in the late game because we can stack up a lot of stuff behind our lumberjacks and our golems. And in single elixir, we're just trying to get elixir collectors on the map. I can maybe go in for a lumberjack because I'm a super impatient sir and I feel lucky. Wait, he just zapped the corner of the map. My man just zapped the corner of the map. He didn't even hit my tower there. I'm so confused. We see bats and we see zap and goblin gang. It's got to be like a Mega Knight deck. It's got to be Mega Knight, skeleton, barrel, bait. That's what I'm expecting. No, wait, what? Oh, this is tragic. I have the worst possible hand. Like, if you look at my hand right now and you see absolutely no answer to your opponent's best bridge spam of, like, you know, going in for 3 musketeers, you're going to be pretty sad. Fortunately, he didn't go for 3 musketeers. I'm really happy he decided to go in for a battle ram instead. Now I can go in for an elixir collector and kind of make this a closer game. I still took a ton of damage there. Maybe he'll try to activate King Tower with an Ice Golem. That's usually what these players try to do. That's what I would do if I was him. I'm not going to spend any extra elixir. Oh, no. He's got giant 3 musketeers. He's going to zap on top of our elixir collector, too. What's this guy going to do? Giant 3 musketeers with elixir collector. It's going to be very difficult for me to win this one. If I go for lumberjack and he goes goblin gang, I need to go in for skeleton dragons again. I don't think that these interactions are going to play out perfectly for me, but maybe the skeleton dragons can get real angry and upset at our opponent and force out like a giant before he's supposed to, like he does, and then not have elixir for the 3 musketeers. I need to pound through that giant as fast as possible so then we can go in for a tornado and have the E-barbs lock onto the tower with the skeleton dragon still raged up. I don't think this is going to work out, but I have to pray for it. Come on. Okay, it didn't work. I need to take the tower there because now he can go in for a battle ram on the right-hand side if he wants to. Oh, he's not doing that. I'm really confused by our opponent. I can't go in for a golem at the river because those are just 3 musketeers and ruin me. So I'm going to go in for skeleton dragons, lumberjack, E-barbs again, and just try to win this interaction because that's all I can do. I'm going to tornado this as well because I need the skeleton dragons to pop off. If the skeleton dragons don't kill the minion horde, I'm going to get killed. We need 1 E-barb hit and it doesn't happen. Man, this game is really spicy. And I don't know if I can handle the spice, dudes. 3 musketeers coming down as we expected. And he's dropping them all on the same side because he knows that I don't have any way of killing that. So I can go in for like a barbarian barrel here with electro dragon and maybe like a lumberjack, and we'll see how this works. I'm going to be pretty sad when this eventually destroys my entire tower. But the barbarian barrel is putting in work. Maybe we can go in for skeleton dragons afterward. The golem isn't dying immediately, and it's able to damage down most of the musketeers. But here's the tragic thing. When he goes in for 3 musketeers like that, I can't kill them. Wait, the skeleton dragons! They did insane damage. Okay, I'm kind of vibing with this now. The tornado, we're able to kill that. Okay, so I'm going to use an electro dragon, and I'm going to go in for a barbarian barrel, and then I'm going to tornado last possible second with the electro dragon still staying alive. Please? No, I lose. Guys, you can't win every single game you play. And unfortunately, if your opponent has 3 musketeers and elixir collector, and they get their elixir collector before you, they're going to have a huge advantage for the rest of the game. So I think I couldn't have done too much differently in that matchup, but you can't win every single game, and we'll bounce on to the next one. So that Darklight dude was actually insanely talented. He finished number 3 in the world, which I mean, you can't do that unless you have a ton of skill. All right, so let's see if we can make a comeback and bounce back. You guys already know after I lose, I don't like losing too many games in a row, and I always like, you know, reversing the streak. So we'll see what this guy does. Obviously, our deck is a lot better in double and triple elixir. I'm in a barbarian barrel regardless because I do have tornado in case he wants to go in for like a goblin barrel or something. I'll be set up for success. Oh, okay, so this is really risky. I'm going to skeleton dragons to the other side because I have tornado. I can activate king tower here. So I know that the lumberjack isn't going to give our opponent any value or hits on my tower. But if he had supported the lumberjack, I would have felt like a fool because then I couldn't have used the tornado and had such a successful activation. I was hoping that we would bait out elixir with the skeleton dragon so then he would be preoccupied with that. So then we could get an easy king tower activation. It worked out as planned, but I want to just, you know, throw that out there that it is a risky play. Okay, so lumberjack balloon freeze from our opponent 100%. He wasn't ready for our electro dragon. He thought he was going to be ready. He thought he had answers, but he had nothing. Okay, so I'm going to go for E-barbs here because I don't think he's going to go bowler. Okay, great. I wonder if he's got any answer to that. He has to freeze. He had to spend so much elixir, and he's still going to take elite barbarian hits. And he's going to go in for a barbarian barrel. That must be painful, my man. I'm like third-party pained for you, brother. All right, we're going to go in for a lumberjack, and we know he's going to have tornado. So I need to go for skeleton dragons. As you guys know, you don't want to give your opponent free king tower activations. So I'm just going to make sure that I spend a little bit more elixir to get a better investment in my future. Okay. So are you going to balloon me right now? You don't have a lumberjack counter pushing, so I don't think that would be that smart. And I've got electro dragon back in cycle. You don't have freeze because you dropped it on my E-barbs last time. And I have a faster card cycle than you. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I keep track of what my opponent could potentially do so I don't get screwed over by some shenanigans. If he balloons other side because the, you know, king tower hasn't taken much damage, I can tornado it directly to my tower and be okay. If he inferno dragons, I electro dragon, I'm okay. I don't want to just waste my electro dragon here, so I'm not going to electro dragon on that side. I'm always going to take the damage instead. I'm going to go in for the tornado as soon as he gets one hit, pull it directly here, and not have to worry about it anymore. We know he's going to go for a freeze, so I don't want to stack up too much stuff all close together. If he doesn't, I'd be very surprised. I think he has to, right? There's elite barbarians coming at him. Is he not freezing the golem? The golem's going to do a ton of damage on death damage. That's nutty that he didn't. I'm super shook that he didn't. Okay, that's cool. I'll take that trade. Sheesh. All right, we're going to go golem. I think I'm able to kill all of his stuff with the tornado, so I don't have to worry. And yeah, I'm going to go and tornado that directly to the king tower. Wait, did that? I'm a little bit shook right now. I don't know if that was the right decision. I don't know if my electro dragon survives. It does. All right, cool. I was a bit worried for a sec, and then I realized that we were chilling, and I'm feeling like a little bit of a villain. Because I can skeleton dragons here, cycle a barbarian barrel, get back to what we need, and then go for E-barbs on the right-hand side because he doesn't have bowler in cycle. I wonder if he's going to have anything besides, like, lumberjack or... I think he has to lumberjack the right and freeze. And then if he does that, he has no elixir to defend the golemites. So that's kind of what we were going for. I was just playing safe rather than sorry. The electro dragon's going to get eviscerated. My golems explode, and we walk with a very easy win. So GG and well played to him. As you can see, when you go for elite barbarians on the right-hand side when your opponent's elixir is low, then your electro dragon with tornado and golem push on the left-hand side has a much better opportunity to take the tower. If I were to consistently spam all of my stuff into a bowler, tornado, freeze deck, I would have gotten melted and I would have been miserable. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.